to get this photo which sort of mirror images the photos I've seen. And then I took photos of my models doing sort of provocative, rebellious hand gestures to go with the pop punk feel. And the social group, which I asked in my survey, which I posted on SurveyMonkey and distributed through Facebook, I found that 17 out of 21 people agreed that the magazine represented their interests, which shows that my target audience actually were well represented 17 out of 21 people from the people I asked who I thought would fit into my target audience. I thought that it could be between IPC or Bauer Music who could distribute my magazine. I thought that IPC went for more sort of traditional magazines such as TV guides and lifestyle magazines, which are a lot, more traditional. But Bauer Music goes for a bit more contemporary, like Heat and Big City and Match. And I thought that Bauer Music would be more appropriate because it produces Kerrang and Q magazine, and I think the Turbulence is more of a niche in the market because there's a gap for like mainly pop punk music, because Kerrang's a little bit too heavy and Q's a little bit too light for this sort of music. And with the growing popularity in this genre of music, the gap's getting bigger in the market, which means that Bauer Music would probably be able to take on Turbulence. My target audience is, as I said, 14 to 19-year-olds. I tried to aim it at both boys and girls, and from this front page I had made, it would possibly attract more to the females because of the female lead singer at the front of the band. However, if I'd have dressed or presented her more provocatively or something, which would attract more males, and to ensure that I entice more males to the magazine, I had a more male-looking secondary article in my flash box at the top. To attract the readers, I thought of bright, bold colours and big images, which is shown here. The cover image and use of colour came as my top features of the magazine, which my target audience liked. I used the pull quote, "I was at the edge of breaking down," to address the audience, because of in the teenage, you are a lot more emotionally open. So they'd be a lot more interested in looking into other people's emotions and finding out a lot more about this person's breaking down.
I believe aiming for the angst generation.
Yeah. I believe my contents page was not as effective because there was a lot of white in the background and not as much colour and image, which proved not to be as popular in my feedback, which came up as the lowest liked feature of my magazine. Also, I used language in my article which would relate to the audience. I used words, sort of the artists' conversation between each other, like "go on," and I used "cost me a bomb," sort of like younger, sort of more understandable language rather than writing everything properly in proper literary terms. And I noticed that the readers noticed on my contents page that the bands and the pictures, they look out for predominantly pictures and the bands they like rather than article titles and text. I found from magazines that found out about e-magazines that could be distributed over the internet, and from my research I found that not as many people buy magazines as I'd have thought, and this could have been because of the rise of technology such as YouTube and iTunes, which bands could use to post vlogs and podcasts, which means people wouldn't have to buy magazines to read up about their bands, and they could actually just go onto YouTube or iTunes and listen to them or watch them for free. And I've learned to use, I learned lots of new skills on Photoshop, using different effects and brushes. To begin with, as I've not used Photoshop before, I was very anxious to experiment with the different tools and effects in case I made mistakes. From exploring the software, I was able to learn how to use scattered brush effects, adjust the colour of models' eyes, how to remove blemishes to smooth the skin tone, how to rotate and arrange brushes effectively, and a lot of other things. I also learned how to use SurveyMonkey, Blogger, Issue, amongst other sites and applications. Since my original piece of work, I found out that less is more, because in my CD, what I originally made, I didn't like the background because I didn't use all the space effectively. And then progressing on to my college magazine, I removed the background, but overused text and brushes and sort of cluttered my pages. And in my final music magazine, I found it important to keep the front pages tidy and ensure it was easy to read and navigate for the reader. Obviously, if it looks neat and tidy on the front image, it will attract the reader more. And I found using my flat plans a lot more efficient because I could then follow that as a guideline for what's put onto my page. And if I wanted to change ideas, I could replace them rather than put all the ideas onto one, take out the bits that I don't like and put in the bits that I do like. And that's it.
Thank you very much.